What is up, YouTube? I'm Epic Ponzer 101, and I'm here to talk about how I recently got into Riftbound. So, what is Riftbound? Riftbound is a trading card game made by Riot Games using their IP of League of Legends. League of Legends, as I'm sure a lot of you know, is a very, very big, popular game. It's a MOBA that is designed around 5v5 and coordinating together, and it has grown hugely with lots of tournaments worldwide, most notably the pro scene with esports, with MSI recently completing, and huge congrats to HLE for winning that one. And also huge shout out to NA for actually doing good and knocking out EU. That's what we love to see. But back to the point of Riftbound. The game is actually quite interesting, and I'm actually surprised I didn't get into it right when it started. I actually only got into it in the last couple months, and it's actually funny how I got into it. My friends actually got me into it because they recently found some of their old trading card games, which was actually Yu-Gi-Oh! I actually played that with them back in high school, and I, at the time, played quite a bit with them, but not super competitively. We just played kind of more casually for fun with each other. But I did play that game, and I understood how to play the card game. But with them getting back into it recently, I actually went with them to a card store by chance one day. I think it was back in April, and Spirit Forge was still quite new. It was the newest set at the time, and I got into it. We actually ended up buying some boxes together to see what we could hit, and we actually got some good hits in our first box. We kind of knew what the big chases were with the specific skin line of Spirit Blossom, so we knew if we got a Spirit Blossom card, it was a big hit. But other than that, we didn't really know much about it. We just bought the boxes for fun, opened it up together, and had a good time. And funny enough, my friend actually hit some pretty big cards in that one. He hit actually overnumbered Azir and overnumbered Renata. So those were big hits, but we actually had no clue at the time. So, looking back at it now, it was actually pretty crazy for our first hits. But yeah, so I started getting into the game pretty heavily, and right just before Unleashed came out. So I actually, started investing into it and getting more into it and understanding the game and how it played just before Unleashed came out. And that actually was pretty lucky timing for me because the pre-rifts were coming out. And pre-rifts are set up to kind of introduce people to the game and get them into the new set and kind of just let you kind of get an experience of it. And that was really cool for me to get into it because I actually went to pre-rifts. I had a very, very basic understanding of the game, how to kind of play the very basics of it, but I didn't really understand how to build the decks or whatever. I just kind of went there to, get my hands on some cards, try out the new set. And I thought it was kind of even ground because everybody was kind of new to the set, right? Nobody had actually really played that much of it. They might have gotten a little bit of practice online, but it was the first time people were playing with it physically. And pre-rifts are cool for that because you get a preset box, or you get like a pre-built deck of a certain legend of a type, and then you'll get 5 boosters, and that was really cool. I got really heavily into it, and I actually got really, really lucky with some of my pulls in there, which I'll talk about in the future. But that got me into the game, and then obviously, I had to get some Origins boxes, and then of course spent a lot of money on Unleashed trying to get some staples in there and get some of the cards I wanted, but that was really big and I got really heavily into it. So I think overall, I've been really heavily invested into playing Riftbound. I think it's been a ton of fun. There's been a lot of cool legends in Riftbound. Most notably for me, it's Diana because I main Diana and I'm a jungle main. Diana is my current main. My main for all time is going to always be Sejuani, but if they come out with that, I'm going hard for that. But currently, I'm playing Diana, having a lot of fun. It is probably one of the best decks, and I've been having a lot of fun getting into the game. I arguably chose one of the hardest decks to play, and that's been quite the struggle for me, but I've been having a lot of fun. And that's the big thing for me, is how fun Riftbound actually has been, with understanding how the meta shifts as people adjust to each deck, and building your own deck based on kind of what the pros are playing, but also adjusting it for yourself. So I run similar deck lists to some of the top pros like Alan or Diwali for the Diana deck list, but I actually kind of started building my own and moving some cards around to play around what I thought felt better for myself, or I thought would just have more impact for what the way I want to play. And I've been just having a ton of fun with that. And honestly, I gotta say, if you haven't gotten into Riftbound yet, it is something you for sure should get into, especially if you like League of Legends. I think it's a good way to spend some time, meet new people, and just get out there and do more activities. There's a lot of cool events with Nexus nights, skirmishes, and I honestly think it's just been a blast. I've got to meet a lot of new people, and the community has been great overall. I think it's a very positive community. People help each other out overall, and I haven't really met any bad apples, so to speak, that much. I've had one or two bad experiences, particularly with some bad odor experiences, some BO. I think that's quite known with the TCG community. So if you're going to go to these events, please shower. Hygiene's pretty good, pretty important. But overall, I'd say it's been a good experience, and I've been having a real blast with it. And the biggest thing for me too is the collectability of it all. I really like how collectible the game is. So if you're not even getting into it just for playing, there's a huge collector side to Riftbound. I think with their signatures, over numbers, there's a lot of really nice and really pretty cards. So there's something for everyone. I know there's really popular people out there that collect specific types of cards. There's a really big content creator. She goes to regional qualifiers and a big events, and she cosplays as Yumi, and she has like a full binder just full of Yumis, which is really cool. There's just something for everyone, similar to Pokemon. And I think if you haven't gone into Riftbound yet, now is a great time. The next set coming out is Vendetta. A lot of releases coming soon. You can see in my top monitor, I've been looking and keeping up with some of the releases, trying to see what decks will be good there. So I'm very, very interested and really looking forward to that. But the biggest thing I wanted to talk about is that I'm going to be making some content around this. I think there's some cool things to do. I've looked at some of what the community has done, and I think there's a lot of really cool content around TCG that I really want to build around and try out it myself. I think I'm going to start off kind of slow with some of those standard ones with like opening packs every day. I think I'm going to do some shorts of that, so keep an eye out for daily shorts of me opening packs. I think I'm going to spice that up though with some weeklies that are going to be cool, with maybe opening them in a cool environment, like a backdrop somewhere, like on a hike or something, or at an event, or doing something specific. I think that'll be cool to shake things up, so it's not just the same daily opening. Hopefully we'll get a hit during one of those too, and that'll make it even cooler. But I'll also be doing some bigger box openings, as well as some cool things around some vlogs, in particular with the upcoming set with Vendetta. I'm going to start doing that with the pre-rift. I think that will be a ton of fun to kind of get a vlog of how my pre-rifts went, what I did at the pre-rifts, what decks I got, what I pulled from it. Hopefully we get something cool like a signature from the pre-rift, but gotta hold my breath for that one. But I'm really looking forward to kind of sharing my experience and building more content around Riftbound and having fun out there. So I'm hopefully going to start releasing quite a bit of content. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for that, and hoping to see everybody get into Riftbound more. I think there's a lot that can be done in this, and there's just a lot of fun that can be had. So if you're not already playing Riftbound, if you are already playing Riftbound, I think, or just trying to get into it, this is the perfect time. I think Riftbound's only going to continue to explode. I think there's a lot of big moves right now going on in Riftbound, in particular with the market. I've been keeping my eye out, and there's like lots of cards that are just exploding in price. And Riftbound's still under a year old. We're just getting towards the fourth set with Vendetta, and then the fifth set will be Radiance at the end of the year. And I think there's going to be some huge cards that are going to be coming out for that. And then it'll be a year old, so there's going to be a huge celebration, probably huge announcements. So really looking forward to all this, and really looking forward to creating content around this. And if you are too looking forward to some of this and seeing some of this, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys around. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of introduce my journey into Riftbound, talk a little bit about it, and yeah, I'm excited to share some of the content that I've got planned with all of you guys. Anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you guys around soon. Peace.